Thank you very much. It's an honor being here again this evening and truly a pleasure to be with you. I want to thank Jerry Lips and the entire Airport Journals team for putting this event together. I only wish that while the night gets long, we could actually have several nights because there's so many of you I would love to talk to and hear more stories. I get to introduce the Entrepreneur of the Year, which is actually being accepted by a stand-in this evening. But I want to take a moment first and talk about entrepreneurs. Aviation is closely tied to the word passion. It's what drives us. It's what keeps us excited and motivated. But aviation entrepreneurs have an even greater passion because they live with the knife right at their throat. How do you survive? How do you change the world? And it's changing the world that really drives entrepreneurs. Tonight's winner for the 2007 Aviation Entrepreneur of the Year Award is His Highness, and I'm not great at names, so I'll try and make sure I pronounce this properly, Ahmed Bin Saeed Al-Maktoum. And it's an unusual choice. Thank you. Jerry Lips told me earlier that he'd gotten a lot of comments from people because they were surprised at this choice. But I really do think it's an excellent choice in representing entrepreneurism. So basically, Emirates Airlines. What is Emirates Airlines? It's differentiated. It's something that has been started by a group of people who looked at an industry and said, how can we do this differently? How can we do it better? Interestingly for me, I recently was speaking with someone that I work with, the majority owners of Cirrus Design is a group from the Middle East called Our Capita, and they were describing a recent flight on Emirates Airlines and how fantastic the service was, how completely different it was than many of their recent airline experiences. And that, of course, is what entrepreneurs do. They look at how the world works and they figure out how to do it differently, how to do it better, how to change the world. So tonight, that's what we're doing. We're honoring as an Entrepreneur of the Year, again, one more time, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Bin Saeed Al-Maktoum, who I'd love to meet in person. And here to accept the award is Nigel Page, Senior Vice President of Operations, of Commercial Operations for Emirates Airlines.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the stand-in. Sheikh Ahmed asked me to say he was very sorry he could not make it this evening and to thank you very much for this award. He's very grateful for the recognition. For those of you who have not met him, he's a very quiet, unassuming man with a razor-sharp mind and a fabulous sense of humor. And he's been the inspiration for all of us in Emirates, and particularly myself. I joined the airline 15 years ago from British Airways, basically because of Sheikh Ahmed. He was such an impressive person. Sheikh Ahmed has actually taken the airline from a very humble beginning of 2 leased aircraft in 1985 to an airline today of 110 wide-bodied aircraft. Last year, the airline was rated as the 8th biggest airline in international passenger traffic and within the top 5 most profitable airlines in the world. That, I think, is a remarkable thing for an airline that's been just over 20 years in existence. He takes a very personal interest in the running of the airline. He is incredibly approachable and is very well informed and really on a day-to-day basis is involved. So on behalf of him, I'd like to thank you very much. I think you've chosen an extraordinary person for this award. Thank you.